back to OtakuTalks. I'm Colton, and this is my friend Dan, who's
What's up,
going to be
guys?
in.
Today we're going to be talking about virtual reality and the many roads it can take us. Today we're going to be talking about headgear a lot and possible other haptic feedback gear. So let's get started. One of the main things coming out obviously Oculus Rift has dev kits out right now, and people are using them. I've heard good things about them. But honestly, I'm waiting for Sony's. Sony's should have a lot better refresh
maybe we
rate
should say.
in the FPS.
We're waiting for the Sony Morpheus, because Sony does already have headgear out at the moment.
That's true.
Though it's mainly used for watching movies.
Yep. Their Project Morpheus, now it's going to just be called Sony VR. And the Oculus Rift has 90 FPS, and I believe the Sony has a 120 refresh rate. A lot of things can be done with this, and I'm excited to see what's going to go on with this. Besides games, you have all kinds of training that can be done with it. You have
you can do like whole flight simulations, driving simulations.
Surgeon Simulator. That's one of the games coming out for Sony.
Now, you know what's going to end up happening, that we're going to all regret doing this, and it's because rich people are probably going to have their daughters practice driving through fucking some driving simulator with VR, and then when they get into a real car, it's bye-bye daddy's new car.
Well, we already know what's going to happen with
gaming.
Gaming's taking a step to see how they can fully immerse the gamer inside the game itself. But it's going to be interesting seeing what they can do with other kinds of feedback besides just visual, which we're seeing with all the gear. Like, we know the gear's coming, so some of the other things I want to talk about is Glove 1. Glove 1 is really cool. It provides haptic feedbacks inside with your hand and has tracking motion for all your fingers, so you could play a piano, strum a guitar, whatever you want to do on it. And it provides the sensing with vibrations through your fingers. Another cool one that came out is a haptic feedback vest. Lets you feel explosions with your chest, gunshots. Not necessarily like you would feel them in real life, but
more like shock or something.
Yeah, they let you feel the vibrations hitting you.
Yeah. Actually, with the chest and goggles, it'd be actually really good for testing, like would it be like airbags for cars?
Yeah,
that'd be
true.
good. It's like test yourself on that, so that way you know what it's gonna feel like in a car crash. That's how they can prepare drive test dummies.
That is true.
You can be like, okay, now take this. Take this reaction, and boom. If you're okay with this, then you can be our test driving.
Well, they're going to release the one glove, which is it just came off a Kickstarter, just like Oculus Rift did, and it's being quite successful right now. Companies are trying to pick it up, and it's a lot different from what other people are doing. There's no resistive feedback, so your hand would still go through a wall or something, but it's still there. That you would feel with the visual and the vibrational feedback. You would feel it trick your mind and make you feel like you're hitting something, which is the main thing they have to do. Now, another cool thing they have is the multi-directional treadmill that they're using. I forget who that's by. That's Omni. I want to say.
Looks really cool though.
Yeah, I forget who it is. But it actually lets you run in game, and it lets you. Lets you crouch, or you can go prone depending on the sensors tied to your belt, comparing to where the sensors are on the treadmill. It's by Virtuix Omni, which is another cool thing coming out. I mean, all this gear it's not going to be that cheap to do, but it is surprisingly cheap.
Actually,
it was.
I wonder, would you be able to jump using the treadmill because of how the belt has its sensors?
There's other companies making the omnidirectional treadmill. besides Virtuix. I believe you can in Virtuix. And excuse me. Oh god. I thought I was gonna sneeze. They actually are using like a harness almost. So it's you're lifted, your weight's lifted, so you can move faster, and you can actually like it's like a bungee harness, and you can actually move up and down a lot faster than you would with just a regular treadmill.
Yeah. Because the only thing I could see like going wrong with the whole treadmill and jumping thing is like you're running really fast and then you jump, but when you land, it's still like going underneath you, so you end up sliding, hitting your face. So with the whole bungee thing, that like would eliminate it basically.
What I'm excited to see is how big companies take this up, like Sony wants to do, and Project Morpheus wasn't their only thing they were working on. They're trying to get it to work with what you can have sensors and multiple things using like a Connect like thing like Xbox does, and with their PlayStation Eye or whatever, and they want to use it so it's easier tracking of your body, and you can actually use it inside the room, but at the same time you'd be inside the game and it wouldn't just be you playing on a screen. They what I really want to see is what kind of like the feedback they can produce for it, because obviously they can make it look like you're in the game, but can they make it feel like you're in the game? Like I'm waiting to see what company first comes out. Like it comes out with the first suit for it, like comes out with the first full body shirt or pants to make you see what I mean. If they have those, if it comes out with the shirt, the pants, you don't need you don't need the sensors on a treadmill to do that, because it'd be in your pants or your shirt, which is I think it'd be really fun to see. I mean, the only step after the haptic feedback would be anything short of nerve gear.
I would love that.
But
I just want to go to fucking full dive mode like SAO, although I didn't really like SAO, but I like the concept.
The concept was fun. If you like the concept of SAO and you don't like SAO, watch Log Horizon.
Yes.
But well, that's really what we're all waiting for, but that won't be for a while. You gotta let people perfect what we currently have. So
the game that I would like to see the most, like with the treadmill, the glove, haptic feedback, vest, the visor, I'd like to see it all go to use and see how people would like do GTA 5, because I mean that's free roam, so I'm guessing and it has first person mode now. So
I would be terrified of a MMORPG like GTA Online, because people would be absolutely brutal.
Oh yeah, people would be brutal.
Absolutely
but like
brutal.
And when you think about when you do the whole like going all the way up to Mount Chiliad and then you jump from your helicopter and from like the top.
Yeah, I wonder how
like when you fall
free
down,
fall's gonna feel.
How is that going to feel?
Awesome.
In like general, that kind of game, that's the perfect kind of platform for testing out all of those together, because it's free roam. You can do everything.
Something to do with Elder Scrolls Online. I think that'd be fun.
Oh yeah, now that'd be fun. But I'm saying like as a test run, GTA 5, because it already has
the first person mode.
It has the first person mode. It has like free roam, do whatever you want. You can use your hands technically.
There are people who do use on the computer. They manage to change software around so they could use sort of like the Wii nunchucks, but with PlayStation they have their wands, sword swinging, and they manage to play. They make not Elder Scrolls, but they use the engine software to recreate their own versions. It's like playing Gary's Mod on fucking Elder Scrolls.
Oh my god, Gary's Mod is so much fun.
And they're able to actually do these things and run around, swing swords. Putting the wand up makes like a magic spell go or something like that.
As much as I love Gary's Mod, I wouldn't want to do it with like how that all of this with Gary's Mod, for the reason as you can accidentally throw your fucking boss or whatever you're working on at yourself and killing yourself because of the way how the whole physics gun works, and it likes to glitch out sometimes. If you watch YouTube videos, you'll see somehow the item just glitches when you're trying to move it and it just fucking rails you.
But yeah, I'm just really excited to see what prospects. 2016 this year is going to be insane for VR industry. Mm-hmm. Like, so many big companies have picked this up. We have Facebook, Samsung, Google.
Although they picked it up, we won't be seeing like many results until like 2017, 2018.
2016, because they're releasing some now.
Yeah, they're releasing some now, but I mean, like,
Project Morpheus is expected to be released in the first quarter of 2016.
Yeah, what I'm talking about is like after it's all released, they'll get the feedback from the public, and then they'll be able to work off that to perfect it more.
That's the thing with the Oculus Rift and Samsung Gear being sold. Well, Samsung Gear's pretty much done. They're still perfecting it, but it's out for mass production.
As when the Oculus Rift was like being bought by people.
Those are still dev kits right now.
Yeah, I know they're still dev kits, but even if you're not a dev person. Yeah, people still order them.
Yeah, well, of course, but they're saying they're not for mass production. They're just for developers and interested people who want to see what it's like, so they can provide more feedback and they get more feedback from the community, so they can improve their product.
And like Sony's bought them, and that's how they're getting like working out kinks with their own stuff.
Yep. And then
people work off each other. How shit goes.
Well, the only part I'm gonna be disappointed for, I'm excited to try it, is the game lineup for this year.
Yeah.
Game lineup for this year is
good games.
There's not much. Well, I don't blame them. It's because game companies aren't really ready to back these huge. They want to, but they don't have the money to back.
They don't have the money to back all this stuff up.
Do you know how much sensory input has to be put into games like that to do that? Mm-hmm. You have to have the feedback for each finger.
When you think about it, when you honestly go down in details and think about it, when Gear, when you think of SAO comes out, they're also going to be the ones that are probably partnered to release the first game for it too, because no one's going to be able to get behind to fund it. You'll just have the gear and
the first
it'll be a waste. So the first major game to be released by it is also probably going to be partnered with the people that made the gear in the first place.
Yeah, either Sony's going to either indirectly own the company or they're going to make it themselves, is what I'm saying for Sony's anyway. Unless they just let indie owners
don't just expect the first game that comes out for it to be as badass as SAO when Nerve Gear came out.
This is all about steps.
This is all about steps. It's probably going to be like a shitty game with zero character customization or little as none, and you look crappy too.
Yeah, because you have so many details you have to put in it. Every little object, you say you were to do Elder Scrolls Online, you would literally, every single object in there would have to have a feedback of something for you touching it, for you hitting it, which has to be programmed into it.
Yeah, so their whole models is let's say example, you have a merchant in there, and they just have as a prop, a little stand, has a bunch of little fruit on it that normally isn't movable, it's all one model. They'd have to re-engineer that to be so every little fruit in there is its own model, and there's destruction kind of thing that could happen with it.
A lot of these games these days, they market as being able to see 3D, but a lot of it has to do with shading. A lot of it has to do with the shading of the images, the things used, because if you were to say you just moved your camera around, you could see how it is 2-dimensional instead of 3-dimensional, with grasses and such. It's harder. It's getting harder to see these days because they're upping the quality. Yeah, just the quality of it. But you have to take in all of that, because when you're moving your head, it's not like you're gonna be able to move your head while you're looking at a screen. That's not what That's what they're doing with some of the VRs now. It's with the Samsung Gear. It's kind of like looking at a screen and being able to move your head and look at the different parts of the screen.
And the reason you can know it's like that is just take the whole new curved TVs that only came out within the last few years. They're screens that are just curved. They're basically using that as a basis for how their games are going to be seen.
Yep. So what we really want is the games that can actually put us there. We can look around. We can use our peripherals besides just our head to move everything and look. And I want to be able to see it when I'm not just, it looks like I'm seeing it through eyes and then looking at a screen. I don't want to just be staring at a screen all day. I want to be inside the game, it's going to be harder to do. And from what I've seen, they're doing it with the Samsung Gear, which we will be reviewing later on. Mm-hmm. It's doing pretty good for it so far. And I'm excited to see how Sony drops it. Oculus was interesting. It was very interesting playing Doom, but I want to see how Sony takes it.
Yeah.
But I think that's about it.
Yeah, that's about all we have for now. We'll probably retouch this topic again when
more stuff releases. Yep.
More stuff releases, or we get our hands on stuff.
Yep.
So
thanks for joining us, guys.
Thanks for joining us on Otaku Talk. OtakuTalks, and we hope to see you soon. That's
Peace.
about all we can say for now.